Hi, I'm Nigel Patterson for firstclassresume.com with a video tutorial to help you refresh your resume in 7 easy steps. At this first stage, the single most important thing your resume can do is persuade the person who screens or assesses candidates that you represent a great fit for the job they're trying to fill. And here's the problem. These days, when many job openings attract hundreds of applicants, you're going to need a resume that jumps off the page and commands their attention. Of course, the reason this is so important is that you want to be asked to an interview. After all, there's no way to impress an employer with your presentation skills if you're not actually invited to meet them. So why not take time to revitalize your resume by giving it a spot of spring cleaning and maybe take your career to the next level? So here are 7 ways to give your resume or CV an energy boost for the coming year. Let's talk a minute about the format of your resume. You may be using the so-called reverse chronological format, but don't automatically assume that's the only way to present your information. Many recruiters are used to this layout, it's true, but it may not be the best choice for your situation. For example, if you've had a choppy work history, or maybe taken time out to raise a family, you may want to highlight your skills more than your professional history. Another reason to put emphasis on skills is if you want to change careers. So find out about how a functional resume format might be able to help you highlight your most marketable strengths. Next, take a look at your objective. This is a really powerful item because it comes near the top of your resume, so it's probably one of the first things that will catch the eye. That's why it may not be a good idea just to say what sort of job you're looking for. Instead, make it clear what benefits the employer would get from hiring you. What's in it for them? Make the most of this prime position. Summarize the attributes you have that will matter most to the employer. Are you sending out exactly the same resume every time you apply for a job? Think about revising your profile to suit each vacancy that interests you. After all, it's quite unlikely that the specific demands of any 2 jobs will be precisely the same. That's why it's worth your time and trouble to tweak your resume to suit the needs of each application you make. Now, how are you going to do that? Well, you need to analyze the job description or posting to identify the skills they want, the ones that will therefore need to be prominent. Next, have you got a can-do, go-getting attitude? Of course you do. So make that clear. Highlight the ways in which you've been a problem solver in your previous jobs. Don't be modest. Now's not the time to hide your light under the proverbial bushel. Have you successfully met a challenge, spearheaded an initiative, or masterminded a project? Give examples of this to demonstrate your energy and your potential. And while we're on the subject, take a look at how you describe your accomplishments. You need to use active verbs that show the value you've brought to your work in a dramatic way. Don't leave it up to the reader to interpret what you've done. So stand back and look at your resume to find ways in which you can use this kind of powerful language that emphasizes your contribution. Another way to stand out from the competition is to look for ways in which you are unique. Any applicant who's done their research and matches the basic criteria of the job stands some chance of being shortlisted. But that's no reason for you to stop there. Ask yourself what makes you different from the crowd of other applicants. Showcase your attributes better by showing what makes you different from all the rest. Finally, make sure your resume is easily readable. When you've spent time working on a document, it's easy to get so absorbed in it that you lose sight of how it looks to the reader at first glance. So don't make the text too small, probably nothing smaller than 11 point, but that depends partly on the font you're using. And make good use of headers, bullet points, and white space to ensure that it scans well, to be read by computer software as well as by human eyes. So that's it. 7 ways you can quickly revive your resume to give it more impact. And don't forget to check out lots more tips and ideas for your resume and cover letter at firstclassresume.com. and give yourself a competitive edge.